Good morning. Today is Thursday, June 28th, 2012. Here I give a wrap-up of the commodities complex as it entered trade this morning, as also how it panned out yesterday. During the first half of the day, markets were pretty steady and not much movement was seen in any of the commodities. Later in the afternoon, the market picked up steam ahead of the data from the US and the crude inventory. All markets are now seeming to be focused on the EU summit, which begins today on Thursday and Friday, and the outcome of the summit, if any steps are to be taken by the EU zone for cracking the mystery of the problems in the Eurozone crisis. Of course, the markets still remain skeptical of any steps that may be taken, or whether the steps taken would be worth use, or whether there is further downside to be seen in the markets. Yesterday morning, the markets turned out in a steady manner. Later in the evening, after 6 p.m., the data came out from the US were extremely positive, and hence there was a sharp rise in all crude and base metals. At around 6 p.m. yesterday, the market started moving in a zigzag manner ahead of the data, and traders are advised on any of these days when major data are coming out to trade with caution around that time, as there will be a zigzag pattern as was seen in gold and silver yesterday, where it shot up suddenly early evening yesterday at around 6 o'clock, and then pegged down again later in the evening. All the US data which came out yesterday turned out to be positive in terms of the economic front, and the markets became optimistic all of a sudden that there will be a turnaround and the worst is over or behind us. Now I'll give a wrap-up of the commodities complex as we entered this morning. Gold is now trading at $1,576. Yesterday tested the strong support of $1,565 and bounced up again to close around the $1,572. Now trading at $1,576. Resistance is seen at the $1,590 to $1,585 zone, and support again is seen at $1,565 to $60 zone. So the expected trading range is again expected to be 60 to 90 for now. A breakout on either side will see the next move. On the MCX, gold closed below the 30,000 mark. Resistance is seen at 30,100 to 200, and support strong is seen at 29,800, which has not been broken for the past couple of days. Of course, aided by weakness in INR, which closed at 57.15. So any major fluctuations in INR during the course of the day today will also have its impact in gold and silver accordingly. Silver is now trading at $27. It is trading again in the zone of 26.5 to 27.4. A breakout either side will see the next move. It closed weak below 53,000 at 52,750. Strong support is now seen at 52,500. Next further weakness can be seen if it sustains and closes below 52,500 up to 50,000 to 51,800. And resistance is now seen at 53,500 only. Crude is now trading above $80 at 80.50 after positive inventory data came out last evening from the US, as also on the crude inventory front and on the economic data which got released. On the MCX, it closed at around the 4600, which is the pivot. Strong support is now seen on a weekly basis at 4560, and so long as it sustains above 4600, could test 4630, 4650 and 4670 as three resistance zones. Overall, it turns positive, expected to open at around the 4615 to 4620 mark. Natural gas is there on backed by fundamental news. Opened gap up and hit a 6% upper circuit at around the 168 mark, and then corrected marginally to close below the 164 mark. Opens at around 163 on the MCX at this point of time. Strong weekly support is now seen at 160, and if it breaks above 168, then could test 170 to 174 zone again. Copper was the most positive among all base metals yesterday. It hit a high of 421.20 yesterday and broke the crucial resistance psychological mark of 420. It closed at around the 420 zone. Strong support on a weekly basis still seen only at the 415 to 416, although the immediate support is seen at around the 418 mark. Resistance is at 422 to 424. Overall, it still looks a buy on dips as of now. Nickel is trading in the zone of 920 to 940, closed around the 927 mark, unable to push ahead, unable to break down, so it is expected to trade in this band only. Further weakness will be seen if it sustains below 924 mark for now. Lead, zinc and aluminium traded sideways with mild positive on cues from the copper moves. US dollar index is now trading at $82.50. Trade with caution today and visit our website for updates and commentaries at our website at www.akshayashiv.com. Thank you.